This is part 3 of Facts of the Moon. Here I gathered some random facts from Trash on the Moon, Dead People Ash, to Buzz Aldrin Saviour Pen. Number 1. People who moonwalked. The first man to set foot on the moon in 1969 was Neil Armstrong on Apollo 11 mission, while the last man to walk on the moon in 1972 was Gene Cernan on Apollo 17. Since then, the moon has only been visited by unmanned vehicles. Number 2. Trash everywhere. We all know that the man has been on the moon, but not everyone was aware that they left garbage there. The astronauts who visited the moon left their equipment and other trash. They even left an astronaut container poop. More than 100 items has been left. The most popular are 2 pair of space boots from Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin. However, it was strategically placed there. Yes, even the poop. Astrobiologists hope to one day inspect that half-century-old feces to see if it has undergone any genetic mutations while on space. Also, how the gear acted up on the moon's surface will play a vital role in creating new spacecraft for the future. The cost of returning to Earth being high, this is what we must pay for the prize of discovery. Number 3. Dead ash on the moon. Eugene Shoemaker was a famous astronomer and geologist. He invented the scientific research of cosmic impacts. He wanted to be an astronaut but was declined because of medical issues. Despite this, he still dreamed and hoped that someday he would visit the moon. When he died, NASA fulfilled his wish and sent his ashes to the moon with lunar prospector in 1998. Number 4. Earthshine. When you look at the sky after sunset or before sunrise, you can sometimes see not only the bright crescent of the moon, but also the rest of the moon as dark disks. Sunlight reflects the earth and hits the moon, and the moon reflects their light to the earth, thus creating an earthshine. Number 5. Moon effects on humans. In 1985, a team of scientists did a meta-study looking at 37 separate research papers that attempted to study the moon's impact on all aspects of humanity. They found papers that demonstrated a correlation and then promptly found the mistakes on the research. They found absolutely no evidence. We don't get into more car accidents. Werewolves aren't apparently a thing. Number 6. Blue moon. When a month has 2 full moons, the second full moon is called a blue moon. Another definition of a blue moon is the third full moon in any season, quarter of year, containing 4 total full moons. It is said that a blue moon happens every 33 months or about every 3 years. Number 7. Moon effects on Superstorm Sandy. The gravitational pull of the moon pulls the water in the oceans toward it. The moon creates a water bulge on Earth, and it is the reason for the tides. Full moons make the tide even bigger, and there is a full moon on October 29 which contributed to Superstorm Sandy, record-setting storm surge in New York and New Jersey. Number 8. Backup plan. Armstrong, Collins, and Aldrin consider a range of possibilities that could go wrong on lunar missions. They couldn't afford the insurance policy for an astronaut, so they decided to create a backup plan to support their families if something bad were to happen to them. Before the Apollo 11 mission, in July 1969, when all 3 astronauts were in pre-launch quarantine, they signed hundreds of autographs and sent them to a friend. If anything was to happen to the astronauts during their mission, the interested friend was to send autograph memorabilia to each of the families. This way they could make some money by selling the signatures of the Apollo 11 crew. Number 9. No flag. Whenever you ask children what the astronauts who visited the moon have left behind, the first hand up in the room always mentions the American flag. However, the fate of the flag is quite sad, as it was later knocked over when Armstrong and Aldrin launched the lunar module back into lunar orbit to join with Collins in the command module. After Aldrin hit the button to begin the launch, he looked on the window and watched as the infamous flag was blasted away with the rest of the material left behind on the lunar surface. Number 10. Saviour Pen. After gathering some moon samples, taking some pictures, and raising the American flag, Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin returned to the lunar module, only to realize that the switch on the crucial circuit breaker had been broken. This particular broken switch left them without a way to ignite the engine, so they tried to sleep while the mission control team at NASA tried to find a way to repair it. Eventually, Aldrin decided that enough was enough and jammed his pen into the mechanism, creating a makeshift switch. Surprisingly enough, this quick fix worked and launched them off the lunar surface.